Hi there team, so let's have a look at this example. So this is Prep 5. It's following the same system that we used for worked example 15. So it is a bit confusing and long-winded, but let's go through and see if we can work it out. So we want to determine the shortest time it will take Connor to get from his locker to his math class. So his locker is at A, math class is at Z over there. So the way we do it is we start at A, and because that's our starting point, we make it AO, so A0, because that's our starting point. It hasn't taken us any time to get there, we're already there. So then we look at the three edges that come off of A. So for A to get to E, E will then be 6 minutes. A to D will be D4, because it's 4 minutes. And then A to B will be 2, because that's only 2 minutes. So now, because out of those three, 2 is the smallest number, so we put a box around that and we move on to vertex B. So then once we're at B, we don't want to go back to A, it's the wrong way. So then we move on to looking at D and C. Now to get to C, that's another 6 minutes, so C will become 8. But if we come back to D, so we're not adding on this 3, so if we added this on, it would be 3, 4, 5, but because 4 is actually smaller, we leave it at 4 and we put a box around it. So then we come to vertex D and we take our options. So we can't go back to where we've got a box around it, so we look at E6. And if we went 4 plus 4, it'll be 8. 6 is less, so we leave it at 6. If we moved on to F, we're going 4 plus 8, which will be 12. So we write a 12 there, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, yeah, 12. And if we move from D to C, it would be 4 plus 9. But of course the 8 is smaller, so we leave it at an 8. And then we look at G, so 12 would be 16. So G would be 16. Of those 4 options, 6 is the smallest, so we put a box around that and move to vertex E. So then from E, we're looking at the ways we can move forward, which is F or H. So if we added 2 to 6, that's going to give us 8, which is smaller than the 12. So we're actually going to change that 12 to an 8. And if we took this vertex, if we took this edge here, it would be 8 plus 6, which gives us 14. So of those two, the 8 is smaller, so we put a box around F, and we come to F. So from F, the only way we can go is to move on to G. So 8 plus 4 is 12, so we change this 16 to a 12 now, and we put a box around it. So then from G, we can either move, so we could go back to C, so that would change to 20, because 12 plus 8 is 20, or we come up here, so 12 plus 9, or we've got 12 plus 3. So we know that 12 plus 3 is going to be the smaller, so we've got 15, Z will be 15, and so I'm going to put a box around that because I know it's smaller automatically, because this is going to be 26, but we leave it at the, undo that, because that's incorrect. I told you the wrong thing. So step back a step. So we leave that at 14 because that is smaller than the 16. It was, no, 15, sorry, so 15. And we move up here, which will be 9, 12, 13, 14. No, sorry, that's completely wrong. So leave that at 15, put the box around it, and we're there. Okay, excuse that last little bit. So now we have to move on to finding out which way, because we don't actually follow that big long way that we came through. So what we do is we start at Z and we go, Z take 3 is going to give us this 12, which is correct. So then we move to G. Now G take 8, and we want to move through the box. So G12 take 12 doesn't equal 4, so that's not going to be our next move. But G12 take 4 does equal 8, which means that we come through to F. So then at F, F8 take 8 will give us 0, so that's incorrect. But F8 take 2 will give us the 6, which means that we do move to that E point. Now at the E, 6 take 4 here will be 2, so that's incorrect. That's not a true statement, so that's not the move we want to make. E6 minus 6 will give us 0, so that's where we want to move to. So that will be our path that we take. So what is the time that it takes? So if we move backwards, we can simply add it up, or we can look at our answer that we got here, which will be 15. So we've got A to E, which is 6. We've then got E to F, which is 2 minutes. F to G, 4 minutes. And G to Z, which is 3 minutes, which will give us the 15. So that's how that little process works. It does take a bit of time getting used to. I'd recommend doing a couple examples or working through this a couple times. I will start another video and do another example of it.